Welcome back to another episode of the King's Court, or as we call it, the Bethesda Brothers Podcast. I am here with my great friend, the legendary, or as I call him, the legend, Joey Caps. How you doing, Brother Joe?
I am stupendous, and yes, I am a legend.
Yes, you are.
That's what I am, so don't forget that, King.
The legend, Joey.
Ha-ha!
Well, we have a very special podcast today because we are talking about the 2020 roadmap for Fallout 76, and this is all going to be in the next 6 months. That's what a lot of people don't understand. This is a lot of content, and it's all going to be squeezed into less than 6 months. So we think about it being this year. Well, this year we're already in May. So this is a lot of content coming to us very quickly. We're going to cover it today. We're going to go in depth in this stuff, give you our opinions on it. So I hope you guys stick around for this whole podcast because it's going to be a good podcast. And Joe, I know you're excited about some of this stuff we're going to cover today.
I am so excited. I think, me personally, a lot of the stuff that I'm excited for comes out in the latter part of this roadmap. But, you know, still cool stuff, the summer, fall, winter. So, yeah, I'm excited. I really am.
I like the whole thing, honestly. There's something in every season. We call them seasons. That's what Bethesda's calling them. There's something in every season that is appealing to me, but I actually want to direct your attention to the overview, and it's at the top right hand corner of the big picture, and it actually says there are new main quests. We know that's coming in the fall and in the winter. It says there's new human NPCs, there's a new reputation system, but it also says there is new creatures and gear. Well, we figured there's going to be new gear, there's going to be new weapons, there's going to be new weapon skins, there's going to be new armor, there's going to be new outfits, but what do you think about new creatures coming? Are we going to get new cryptids? Is it just going to be new enemies? What is it going to be? That's exciting to me, that there's actually going to be new enemies coming, new kinds of creatures coming to Fallout 76 in the Wasteland.
Yeah, you know what, King? I know. Pontificate. King taught me that word. And
and you're about to do it.
Yeah, yes, I am, King. We're still talking about 76, of course, but this thought just came to my head, and I have to share it.
Okay.
I think now I just finished college, and fantastic.
And congratulations,
God willing, I did it.
By the way,
Thanks.
on that.
Thanks.
That is
I appreciate that.
Absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
You know, you didn't finish. You are getting degree. That
yeah, I'm getting my
thing.
degree.
Yes,
yeah, I'm getting it. It's done. So I had to write a 20-page paper, and that was about baseball, analytics in baseball, and I had to do an extensive study on it. So I did, and a baseball team, the Tampa Bay Rays, they were the worst team in 2007, but they focused on the analytics and they became first place, and then they made it to the World Series. My point is, I think 76, in the very beginning of its life, the very beginning, it was the worst Fallout to many, many people. Now with all of these cool updates, and you had Wastelanders, now you have this, Steel Dawn, perk loadouts, the legendary perks. You have all this stuff coming out. I think 76, maybe in a couple of years, you could possibly be saying now, don't stone me to death. You could say that maybe this could be the best Fallout game.
Or one of the best,
with everything that they're adding. A lot of people already said that this is better than Fallout 4. There are opinions out there that that people feel that way. So they're already better than Fallout 4 in some people's eyes. Why would they stop there? They still have so much to add.
A lot of people have definitely changed their opinion on Fallout 76, and I'm so glad, and we're hearing a lot of positives about this new line that is coming out. And again, it's in a very short time period. We hope it is received just as well as Wastelanders was. Well, let's jump right in. We're going to divide this into the summer, fall, and winter. There's a lot to talk about, and we'll try to keep this podcast about as short as we always do. But again, there's a lot we want to cover. So let's jump into the summertime. We're going to look at the bottom overview first, and then we'll jump up to the top. It talks about the community challenges, which is basically what the whole inside of the vault is about this week. And they are really redoing the whole challenge system. And I'm really glad. I think it needed to be overhauled, because I love the challenges, the daily and weekly challenges. That's the first thing I do every time I get into Fallout 76. But they have definitely become repetitive. In fact, I have learned now what days they're going to do what. You know, today is Tuesday. I'm going to have to make, 5 healing things. I'm going to have to pick wildflowers. I know what I'm going to have to do, I think they just had them set on random or something. So it needed an overhaul was my point. But now you talk about changing it. They have totally changed it. But before we go in depth, are you glad that they changed the system?
Me personally, I think it's good. Change is always welcome for me personally, and I think it's refreshing. But I guess we're going to get a little further. We will elaborate on the system more.
Yes.
Don't take advantage of it.
Absolutely.
That's one thing I hope they don't, but we'll see.
Okay,
so
this
go
system
further.
This system is confusing a little, people. Let's try to talk about it just a little bit. Okay. This board game looking thing, and we'll throw it up on the screen. Every place on this board game is a action that your character has to make. Like a daily challenge, you will have to do an event, whether it is make a healing salve, whether it is kill a legendary creature, and you will be rewarded with something. But it's not necessarily going to be atoms from now on. It might be, one of the places might be atoms, but it's going to be things like outfits. It's going to be things like, as you see on the board, a clean sink. There's going to be unique things, Bethesda says, they're going to be handing out. And every season, all three of these, summer, fall, and winter, there's going to be 100 places on the board that you have to get through. Now, they say it's going to take you about an hour a day in the early stages, about 2 hours a day in the later stages. Now, that's a big grind to get all the way through these challenges. That's a lot. But if you ever did the daily and weekly challenges, they took you quite a while. There were a lot of playing time in the daily and weekly challenges, so we're used to that. And if you get to the end, if you get to that 100 space at the end of the season, there are big special prizes. And they show the pictures of the power armor, the beautiful power armor, and some other things. Now, here's where the rub is. If you fall behind, you can actually pay atoms to catch yourself up. And there is a little bit of controversy about that. Should we be able to pay atoms to catch yourself up, or should this just be free and grind till the end? What do you think, Joe?
You can't. This is where I have a huge issue with this. Okay, it's great. It's refreshing. They want to change. They want to change up the challenges, change up how you approach challenges or whatever. Instead of getting atoms, you could get this really cool skin. You could get a cool power armor skin. That's great. People might want. They might be more inclined to do these challenges now. That's wonderful. But now you're kind of getting into hot water a little bit when you're saying, hey, if you missed all this time, you could buy from the store 1,000 atoms and you'll advance. It's not pay to win, because you're not really getting an advantage over anybody, but it's going towards that direction. And that's something about this that I don't like. I like the I like what they're trying to do with this board game. Like I said, it's very refreshing. But the one thing that I don't like is, hey, spend $10 on atoms and you complete this board game and use those atoms to complete, the whole board game. That's one thing I don't like personally. It reminds me of Fortnite in that way, where if you want to advance in the battle pass, you spend V-Bucks on advancing in the battle pass and earning all that stuff. So it reminds me of that. So I hope they don't go that direction, but if they do, it is what it is.
I think that's that's where the idea comes from. But hear this scenario out. Say someone has grinded all the way to the end, and they fall behind right at the end. And like I said, it takes about 2 hours a day to finish it out. But you have to have all of the positions to get the end prizes, and the end prizes are pretty good. Say they've grinded the whole way, they get to about 90, they can't get to 100, and Bethesda gives them the option to pay a few atoms to get to the very end. Is that Bethesda being nice, or is it Bethesda making a little money, or is it both? You can look at it either way.
I think it's all money.
Yeah.
Personally, if you have the atoms left over from completing, all right, for example, I just got into Fortnite. So,
and you're admitting it.
Yeah, I am.
Podcast.
It's fun. I enjoy it.
Did you know I just won my second Fortnite Battle Royale game?
Nice,
yeah,
nice. So there was a little real money spent for the Battle Pass because I wanted Deadpool, so that's cool. Mm-hmm. But Fortnite, you could earn enough V-Bucks through the Battle Pass itself so you could purchase the next season's Battle Pass. So what I'm saying is, if you're up to 90 spaces on this board game, right, and if you have 10 left, you most likely earned enough atoms to purchase your spaces. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
So I guess that's okay. Just me personally, I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. Now, like you said, 1 hour, 2 hours a day, you really have to play this game in order to complete these challenges. So I do understand why they would put that in the game, but it doesn't mean I have to agree with it and like it, right. Which I don't.
Right. And that's just one of the things that they've added, because we're about to move on to some other awesome stuff. Now, that's just the challenge part. Look at the other stuff that they've added. Of course, the Foshnot Parade is coming back. We also know, based on the other timeline that they gave us, that we have other events that are coming this month. So this is stuff that's coming this summer. We've got stuff that's coming this month. We've got an event that's coming called the Treasure Hunt. So we've got that to look forward to. We've got Meat Week event coming. Both Foshnot and Meat Week event are very, very, very popular events, along with, if you skip down to the winter, the Holiday Scorched event. Those are three of the most popular events, and they're all coming back this year. I am so thankful those three events are coming back, plus a brand new event with the Wendigo Colossus, a colossal problem. So there are 4 huge, huge events coming. I think they knocked it out of the park with these 4 events.
Yeah. Yeah, see, me King, sorry for that little delay, but
you were overwhelmed by the events.
Yeah, I was just overwhelmed. I didn't play the Foshnot or the Foshnot Parade.
The Foshnot. You know what Foshnot means?
What?
It means
educate me. Educate me.
It means donut.
It means donut?
It means donut. Yeah.
I haven't had a donut in a long time. I kind of want a donut.
I think Foshnot is so neat because it is a real event in West Virginia. I think that's so neat. And this year it's supposed to be a little bit different. They hopefully they'll add new masks. Hopefully it'll be Bethesda does a great job with their events, so I'm looking forward to seeing what's different with it.
Yeah, me personally though, my favorite thing out of the summer is the public teams and finding teams with ease. Some people want that bonus XP. So if you have the inspirational perk, you'll get that bonus XP. But if you're not playing with anybody on a team and you have the inspirational perk card, well, it does nothing for you.
Right.
But now with these public teams, and you could find a team super easily. You don't have to awkwardly say, "Hey, can you team with me, please?"
Yeah, can you play
You
with
don't
me?
have to. You don't have to do any of that. Maybe they'll just throw you in a lobby or something, and boom, and they'll team you up. I think that's a great idea. I personally really like that a lot. I think it's the most underrated thing coming this summer.
And there's going to be special bonuses for playing on a team,
Yeah.
in addition to the perks that we already have. Finally, the one thing we didn't mention, maybe the best thing of all, the legendary perk system is coming, and it's coming quickly, and that is great. Let me explain a little bit of what I know about the legendary perk system. I believe what we are getting is every 50 levels we will be qualified for a legendary perk card. Now, that sounds like that's quite a grind as well. So one of these legendary perk cards can be leveled up 3 times, just like any perk card. So that means to level up a legendary perk card fully, it's going to take 150 levels. So that's quite a grind there yet again. And these legendary perk cards, of course, will go into a special category, whether it's strength, whether it's whatever special category you want to put it in. And again, Jeff Garner said we can also scrap some of our other perk cards as well to make room for these. So I'm so excited to learn more about these legendary perk cards. One more thing I do know about these, the benefits of these cards maybe not fully, but somewhat carry over to our other characters. That is huge. So not only
That's
the
really
character
neat.
we have them on, but yes, the other characters that we make, it carries over to them. So maybe you have a character already that's level 300. Well, you're already qualified, see, for more than one legendary perk card, and then it will carry over to your smaller characters as well. What do you think about the legendary perk cards, Joe?
I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I'm wondering how good these cards are, because like I wonder if there's a legendary perk card to where you earn double the XP while being on the same team. Because I mean, probably not, but that would be kind of cool. Like 50% more XP if you're on a team with
Well, there
somebody.
may be, because there's already, you've got the inspirational.
Yeah,
that gives
that's
you
what I'm saying.
30%. So there may
It gives
very
you
well
30
be.
or 15. I thought it gave you 15 inspirational.
Didn't it give you 15?
Because it gives you
does it give you 5, 10, and then 15?
5, 10, 15, yeah.
Okay.
So imagine a legendary perk card, 50%.
Well, maybe there's
That'd be
one
cool.
that gives you, maybe it goes 30, 40, 50. That would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be well.
that would be
I'm looking at it here. The heavy duty perk card has 4 level ups. So, and these other ones have 4. So it might be 4 instead of 3.
3, wow.
Yeah.
So it's going to take
4 per
200.
card.
Wow.
Yeah, level 200. Oh, geez.
200, wow.
I'm level 130 on my Xbox One character, and so I'll have 2 slots, but
You got a
wow.
ways to go there, bud.
well, I want to play more on PC. PC is just such a different experience. It's so much fun, and it's so much smoother. So I got to play more on PC.
It is, and faster, too. I was playing on Xbox the other day, and I thought, man, this is slow compared
yeah,
to PC.
it gets frustrating. It's not as I don't know.
Yeah.
I do like my Xbox.
One last thing I want to say, I wonder if there's going to be changes to Meat Week as well. I'm anxious to see if I love Meat Week, but I wonder if they're going to change it up a little bit and add something to it. I'd love to see new prizes, but I'd like to see a little bit of changes to Meat Week. I hope they add something to that. All right, moving to the fall. This is where we see the Brotherhood of Steel coming back to the Wasteland. Now, there's been a little pushback to the Brotherhood, but if you want to go back, me and Joe have covered this. The Brotherhood of Steel, yes, it is canon. They can be in West Virginia, and it's fine. Please don't crucify us in the comments. Y'all go back and listen before you try. But they are coming back to the Wasteland, and I, for one, am excited about it. And they're doing it in a 2-part quest line. I like that as well. What do you think about it, Joe?
It's great. I love the Brotherhood of Steel. That's not really a popular opinion, though. A lot of people don't. A lot of people think that the Brotherhood of Steel have been overplayed. They feel that Bethesda is not being original by constantly using the Brotherhood of Steel, but they're part of Fallout. What the heck, man? You know? I mean, they were original with the Institute. They created that, right? That was a Bethesda creation, not Interplay. So that's cool. But it's fun. I'm excited. Listen, I won't be picky. Any new content when it comes to quest lines, man, I'm open for it. Bring them out. I'll play it. So I won't say, oh, you're just bashing it just to bash it now. I mean, they put NPCs in the game. They're adding more quest lines. And don't forget, they're adding quest lines for free. They're free. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. If you don't want it, you don't want it, but it's free. So, I mean, you can't get too mad when something's free. So that's just my opinion on this whole Brotherhood of Steel thing. I'm excited for it. I am.
Yeah, so. You can't hate on the Brotherhood. I mean, they are the main faction of Fallout. So notice there beside it also it's talking about the daily ops, earn special rewards on the daily ops. I believe this is talking about a rotating dungeons that are coming back. Possibly Vault 94, Vault 96, and other dungeons that Bethesda is bringing back on a rotating basis. They're also going to be in the wintertime. They have revamped Vault 94, hopefully bringing the XP up in Vault 94, I hope, because really that was the only thing wrong with it, in my opinion. Some people said it was too hard, but I enjoyed the difficulty of it. It just didn't have enough XP, in my opinion. There on the bottom, you have the Season 2 refresh. That is speaking of the community challenge that we talked about. So that whole board game thing, you're going to have a total different theme than you had in the summer season. So you're going to have different prizes. You're going to have different things that you're working toward in the fall. So every season you're going to have a refresh. So that's kind of interesting. We know what we're going to have in the summer. We don't know what the theme is going to be in the fall. And then finally, the bombs drop event. That sounds very exciting. I don't know what it is, but wow, that sounds... I do know this, going back to the summer. I believe I have heard that the colossal problem, I believe for that event, we have to drop a bomb on the Monongah mine for the colossal Wendigo to come out. So you do have to drop a nuke. Now, I don't know if you actually have to go all the way through the silo and all that. Probably not for that event, but you do have to drop a nuke on the Monongah mine. But I'm wondering what this bombs drop event is. You have any idea? Go ahead and do your pontificating, Joe.
Well, King, listen. When the bombs drop event seems very interesting. It's something I'm excited for. I have no idea what this could be, but I want to talk about more about Steel Dawn here and bringing the Brotherhood of Steel and elaborating on them a bit more. I think is a great idea. But you know, at the top it says a new a rep system. You know, so that was introduced with the Settlers and the Raiders. So you have the Brotherhood of Steel now. I think they would have advertised this if it was a thing, but maybe we will see more of the Enclave too in this quest line.
Oh, that'd be
so
great.
with that being said, will you have a reputation with the Brotherhood of Steel and the Enclave?
That is a great
do you know what I mean?
Point. Like,
I wonder.
Like the Raiders and the Settlers.
Yeah, like the Raiders and the Settlers.
Great point.
Now will there be a rep system with the Brotherhood of Steel and the Enclave? I think that would be really cool. And then they have new daily, for the Enclave and for the Brotherhood of Steel. But I don't know, because I feel like they would have advertised the Enclave.
Joe,
If
that's why I have you on here. You just made the point of the podcast. I think that's a great point.
yeah.
Why would there be a new reputation system? I don't think they're changing anything with the Raiders and the Settlers. I think that's working fine. I think
yeah.
it has to be with the Brotherhood. So it's either going to be something going on within the Brotherhood you have to choose.
Mm-hmm.
There may be, because it may be
The Brotherhood Outcast, and then just the regular Brotherhood, maybe.
yeah, because the winner is called Fractured Steel, so you may have a division inside the Brotherhood. That may be what's going on. So it's going to be one of the other. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
very, very
I'm excited for that. Oh man, yeah. I can't wait.
Well, that is a great segue into the winter, because it appears that not only does the quest line continue, but it may even pick up steam in the winter. I don't know if the fall is an introduction and the winter is the main quest, or fall is the main quest and winter is the conclusion. I don't know how it is, but wintertime, we continue that quest line, and it's just going to be great to see what happens with that quest. It's awesome to know that there's going to be a lot of choices, and I love when Fallout has choices and consequences, and we're back to the way that Fallout and RPGs should be when you have consequences like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, they brought that back with the Raiders and the Settlers. So the thing that I'm excited for most, and I know you didn't bring it up yet, but I guess I will. Perk loadouts.
Yes.
I'm so excited. It stinks that we have to wait until the winter, though. It stinks that we have to wait that long. But that's a feature that we have been wanting for so long, man. Have like a crafting loadout, have a heavy guns loadout, rifleman, like just different builds that we needed this for so long, and finally we're getting it. But we have to wait till the winter. Ugh!
Let me fully describe what this is if you don't know exactly what perk loadouts is. It is taking multiple perk cards and switching them out with other perk cards. So if you, and just for one example, to use a level 3 lock, you actually need 3 perk cards to do that. Why they didn't just level up one perk card for lockpick, I don't know. But lockpick is actually on 3 different perk cards. And of course, you don't want to carry around lockpicking cards because it takes up room in your build. So when you come up to a level 3 door, if you want to use it, you actually have to take 3 cards out of your build and go through your deck. And by the way, those 3 cards in your perk card deck are not together. So you have to go through your perk card deck and find these 3 cards, and Joe's sitting there agreeing with me, and put them in. And you say, well, it's not very, that's not a hassle. Well, it is a hassle after about the 3rd time you do it. It gets to be a hassle very quick, and a lot of us has just quit picking locks with safes, and we've just quit doing it.
I know I did. I stopped, and I have all the perk cards. I stopped. I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like going through that. I'm done.
Yeah, I don't hack computers anymore. I don't pick locks anymore. It's like I'm done. Unless there's something I really want to get into, I just don't do it. Yeah. And that's where these perk loadouts come in. And it's the same way if you've got crafting cards, if you've got a different gun you want to use, you can have a different build. So these cards are going to be great. These perk loadouts are going to be great. And I have a question. I wonder why it has taken so long. Do you think it's a difficult thing to do? Do you think that's why they've waited this long?
It's probably a programming thing for sure. Why? If it was so easy, it would be out in the summer. It would have been out already, but it's not easy.
Yeah, so I figured they would switch perk loadouts with legendary perk system. I would have figured that.
Yeah. So it's probably not easy to do, and they're working on it, and it's fine. At least we know we're getting it. Yeah. Imagine if perk loadouts weren't on this roadmap. I would be more frustrated. But at least we're getting it. I'm not frustrated about it. It's fine. As long, like I said, as we're getting it. It's good. It's all good. It's all good. So.
There's one that's called Expeditions that says new repeatable missions. I believe that is probably the daily quests out of the Brotherhood of Steel, probably. Would you agree with that, Brother
Well,
Joe?
you also have daily ops, too.
Now, the daily ops, I believe, is that Vault 94, and those are the dungeons that are going to be rotating. I believe that's what that is. I believe the expeditions that says new repeatable missions, those are probably going to be your dailies. Now, there is one that I didn't mention, and one that probably intrigues me the most, that I probably know the least about, and it is called Camp Shelters. And it says build instanced interiors. And we could have a whole podcast on this one subject, because this is the wildest idea I've thought about. And I haven't heard anyone else talk about this at all. And I really want to get your opinion on this. If you guys don't know, instanced is the technology that makes Wastelanders works. When you walk into the Wayward and it tells you enter solo or enter as a team, that means you're going into an instanced area. You're going into a different, what do you call it, Joe?
Cell. Interior cell or something?
Yeah, you're going into a different cell, but you're actually going into a cell that has this instancing tech, where they have set up this technology for Wastelanders. Well, why would we have this at our own camps? Why in the world would you make your camp, number one, a different cell, but why would you have it with this special technology that made Wastelanders work? The only thing we have at our camps now is our companions. So what are we going to have our companions doing special that they need this instancing tech? Joe, I'm going to turn it over to you, and you tell me what in the world we're going to be needing this instancing tech for.
Well, I think what it's really for, and it's a great addition. What it's for me, the first thing that came to mind was the one thing I hate is when somebody leaves my door open. With this, they can't now, because you have to go through a cell.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So they can't leave my door open, so that's fantastic. Ghouls just can't suddenly appear in my house.
Right.
Mole rats can't appear in my house. I can't have a super mutant just shooting me as I'm sleeping. It's like, what are you doing? Right. No, that won't happen anymore.
It's not part of the open world anymore.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So I love it. And those are the things that pop out at me. It's, I won't be bothered. I'll literally be in my camp, in my own safe haven, my own shelter, and I don't have to worry about being attacked when I'm sleeping, being attacked when I'm at my work benches and stuff. I could go in there with a peace of mind that I'll just be alone pretty much, unless your teammate is in there, and that's fine. You could trust your teammate. But imagine you're crafting something at your camp and some jerk comes into your camp and shoots you and is bothering you, and that gets annoying. So with this, it eliminates that completely.
Do you think this will actually increase our interior camp space? In other words, will we have more camp budget to build on the inside of our camp now?
That would be really cool. I don't know how that's going to work.
Well, with it being a different cell, it's not taking up part of the...
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's not taking up part of the open world. So maybe that's one of the reasons they're doing this.
That would be really cool.
So when we add all the doodads in our inside of our house, I mean, think about all the decorations and every little thing that we're putting inside our house. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's one of the reasons they're making these instanced.
That would be really cool if it has a separate budget from the outside. That would be really cool. That's a great idea, King. But it's funny because
Well, they said they were going to try to come up with ways for us to be able to build more.
yeah, it's funny though because apparently like when Fallout 4 was about to come out, people were saying, "Oh my gosh, reduce load screens." And technically, yeah, when you jump from different settlement to settlement, that you established yourself, there are no load screens.
Hmm.
But now it's funny that they're bringing load screens back for this, but it's in a necessary way. I just it's pretty ironic. I just thought it was funny.
Well, but
You know?
there has to be a really good reason for it.
Yeah,
Either
yeah. Like I said, it's so you're not bothered
well,
by the outside world,
in my opinion,
and that's important.
either they're going to have our companions doing something crazy on the inside of our house, or it's to help us be able to make things a lot more. It's to make our camp budgets go up. It's got to
Yeah,
be one or the other.
yeah, and like I said, you go in there and you're actually away from everything.
Yeah.
You're safe. You don't have to worry about a ghoul walking in.
You need your own safe space, don't you, Joe? You keep going back to that.
I'm King. That's really funny. I'm a very, very private person, and if I don't have my space,
You gotta have
my
your
my
safe
wife
space.
knows. I need my own. I need my own area, man. I need
Do
my
you
own
need
area.
your own instanced area?
I need, I need my own instance. Why can't this be real life? I need my own instanced area. I'll keep on going back to it. I need my own safe haven. Dang it! Is she here? Oh my gosh! Does she have a frying pan holding it over me?
It's okay, Joe. I would build a moat if I could. I feel your pain.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, they are also going to bring the Holiday Scorched event back, which is one of my absolute favorites. I put it right up there with the Halloween event. I love that event. It was great. Do you have anything else to say? We've probably gone way over on time, but this is a lot of content to push into 6 months. I mean, wow,
Yeah.
they have done amazing. If they can get all this in, sometimes on a roadmap they can't get everything in, but this is wow. This vision is incredible.
Yeah, the one thing that I would like to see them add, and we talked about this before the podcast, King. Now, this doesn't apply to everybody, but I want them to add for people that have purchased the private world. They really haven't added new concepts to it, which kind of stinks. So I think they should make it more customizable. I think you should be able to go in there and lower the difficulty if you want, higher it if you want more of a challenge. If you want to turn on double XP, you can. It's just after that, then that means you can't use that character anymore in a public world. It will revert back to the level before you started making all these changes. I think they should do something like that. Other games have that kind of customization, and that would be something. And I feel more people would buy a private world if they gave you a little more. Yeah. The diehard 76 fan buys the private world, but maybe you could extend a bit more, and people will say, oh, maybe I'll buy it now because I have a lot. I could customize my experience in this game.
Yeah.
I think that would be huge. That would be huge, but maybe they're working on that and we don't know.
I think if we ever see mods, that kind of thing is going to happen. You're gonna
like
see,
I don't necessarily.
Don't you think if mods comes, it's going to be relegated to a private world only?
Yeah. That's a different story though. Like mods, that's just a different thing right now. I'm just saying, like, just for Bethesda, like they don't even have to give us the ability for mods in this scenario that I just gave. Just give us some freedom. If you want to if you want an easier time with a death claw or something, or if you want to be a hardcore gamer and put the difficulty up, if you want to have double XP, triple XP, then you could do that yourself. You could customize the experience any way you want. I think that would be huge, but you don't need mods for that. I don't, like that's not what I'm asking for, because mods especially, maybe it's on the same boat, but mods, they're years and years away. Pete Hines himself said that. So if they could give us some level of customization, and even if it's, you know, if it's very, very small, but if they give us something more with the private worlds, man, I'm open to that. I really hope they do that in the future.
Yeah.
That's just me, though.
I agree.
That's all I got, King.
I agree, absolutely. Well, again, as I said, amazing stuff coming from Bethesda. And you know what? I think they actually, and you may be surprised by this. This is the last thing I've got, too, because I know we're at the end. I think they've actually got a few little secrets stuck up their sleeve, too. I don't think this is it for them even this year. I think they've got a few, because Bethesda always has some secrets in these updates. You know how they do that? So, yep, this is just their overall main plan. So I am very excited about it. A little hesitant about the challenge stuff, but let's see how it turns out. I'm not overly upset or anything about it. I'm excited about the 2020 roadmap. Well, Joe, I thank you so much for helping me break this down. I know it's taken us a couple of days to get this out. I wish we could have got it out a little sooner, but I'm glad we've had the time to go over it a little more. I think we put out a little bit better product to the people. Thank y'all so much for listening to us. If you haven't subscribed to Joey Caps, what is wrong with you? Go do it right now. As people say, smash that like button, smash his subscribe button, please. I don't care what you do with mine, but
please do it.
But y'all go subscribe to him, because he is absolutely amazing. Now that he has graduated, as they say in Arkansas, he is going to get busy with some awesome content. So
starting Monday, it's gonna May 18th. Here we go.
And I can't wait to see what he puts out. So, Joe, it's been awesome. Thanks for being on here, bud.
Thanks, brother.
I will see you soon. This has been KingFanMan and Joey Caps Gaming. We'll see you next time, guys.